Welcome to Toucan Diversity's Access to Work Guide for employees and employers.
Overview for employee. What is access to work? Access to work can help you get or stay in work if you have a physical impairment or mental health condition. The support you get will depend on your needs. Through Access to Work, you can apply for a grant to help pay for practical support with your work, support with managing your mental health at work, money to pay for communication support at job interviews. You could get support such as ergonomic equipment, assistive technology, specialist supporters or job coaches, and support with travel. Who is eligible? If you have an impairment, neurodiversity, health condition or mental health condition which affects your ability to do your job on a day-to-day basis, live in England or Wales, are over 16 years old, are about to start work or work trial, are already employed or are self-employed, or have been invited for interview. Then you can apply now. How to apply? You can email atwsu.london@dwp.gsi.gov.uk. You can apply online at www.gov.uk/to-work/apply. You can also apply by phone on 0800 121 7479 and by text phone on 0800 121 7579. An ATW advisor will be in touch in 7 days. What do I need? National insurance number, workplace address, details of a workplace contact, your unique taxpayer reference number if self-employed.
I'm Ruben Carroll, and I am a trainer for Toucan Diversity. I'm a freelance trainer, and that means I work for any company that will hire me on disability equality training. I've trained for TfL and Uber, University of Portsmouth, just to name a few. Access to Work bridges the gap to do the things that I can't do. So if I, for example, need help carrying equipment or wardrobe, I can get a support worker through Access to Work to help me with that. If you're thinking about Access to Work, think about, can you benefit from having somebody there? Are you turning down jobs as a self-employed person because you might not be able to access the location or carry the equipment? Is there something that's stopping you that having support would allow you to do? Then I would recommend Access to Work. Applying for Access to Work has helped me tremendously. And if you think about it, if you would be able to do more jobs by having Access to Work, giving you the independence, giving you the confidence to take on any job, then I would recommend that you apply right away.
Will I need to share details of my impairment?
Yes. If you are employed, you will need to disclose your application to your employer. This will ensure that support can be arranged and funded. There are several ways of doing this. You can arrange a face-to-face meeting, send an email, arrange a video or telephone call, or share your Access to Work eligibility letter. Of course, if you are self-employed, you can skip this part.
Do I need evidence?
Evidence is usually only required if an application is for travel support or for a support worker driver. If needed, you will be sent additional medical reference forms. Ask your doctor to complete them remotely or in person.
Is there an assessment?
Unfortunately, yes. Workplace needs assessments can take place at work, via call or video call, usually within 2 weeks of your referral. Barriers or challenges are identified and recommendations are made. Reports are written and sent to Access to Work. A letter will be sent to you and your employer detailing your support recommendations.
My funding for my support has been agreed. What next?
Time to arrange your support. Your employer will need to arrange your equipment or support and claim the cost back from Access to Work. You need to get several quotes from different suppliers or agencies. Price-matched alternatives are usually acceptable. If you are self-employed, you will need to pay and claim back the costs. You can send a pro forma invoice to Access to Work if needed.
Hi, I'm Rob Trent, Chair of Toucan Diversity. I'm a disabled person and I've been a user of Access to Work in various forms for over a couple of decades now, before I retired. I found Access to Work really useful in helping me get support travel costs to and from work. Access to Work also helped me fund adaptations, for example, specialised telephone to help me answer the phone at work, and also for my desktop computer. I found Access to Work really helpful, and I know that my employer found it helpful too in helping support my additional needs. If you're an employer and you're worried about looking at Access to Work, I'd say go for it. Find out how it can help you and your company build a better, diverse workforce.
Overview for an employer. Access to Work is a publicly funded employment support grant scheme that aims to support disabled people to start work or stay in work. It can provide practical and financial support for people who have an impairment or long-term physical or mental health condition. Support can be provided where someone needs support or adaptations beyond reasonable adjustments, which an employer is legally obliged to provide under the Equality Act 2010.
Hi, my name is Annemarie Asgari and I'm the Development Director of Toucan Diversity. Any business is required to do reasonable adjustments for their disabled employees. Access to Work is a brilliant resource in order to create a diverse workforce. We at Toucan Diversity, we are here to help and support your ideas for any further training you might need.
How does Access to Work help me as an employer?
Access to Work can help you to retain an employee who develops an impairment or long-term health condition, keeping their valuable skills and saving both time and money, or having to recruit a replacement. Show that you value your employees by having good employment policies and support your employees who have mental health condition. And to hire disabled people with the skills you need.
What type of help is provided by Access to Work?
Your employee can get support with the extra costs of working they may incur because of their impairment or long-term health condition. For example, aid and equipment in the workplace, adapting equipment to make it easier for them to use, money towards any extra travel costs to and from work if they can't use available public transport, money towards any extra travel costs for travel costs within work, an interpreter or other support at a job interview where there are difficulties in communicating, a wide variety of support workers, the Access to Work mental health support service, or other practical help at work such as a job coach or a sign language interpreter.
How much will it cost me?
As an employer, you may have to share the cost with Access to Work if the person has been working for you for more than 6 weeks when they apply for Access to Work. You will only have to share the cost for special aids and equipment and adaptations to premises or equipment. Cost share does not apply to self-employed applicants or to the mental health support service.
How much is the grant?
Access to Work will consider paying grants of up to 100% for self-employed people, people who have been working for less than 6 weeks when they first apply for Access to Work, the mental health support service, support workers, additional travel to work and travel in work costs, and communication support at interviews. The level of the grant will depend on whether the person is employed or self-employed, how long they have been in their job, and the type of help required.
What will my share of the cost be?
When cost sharing applies, Access to Work will refund up to 80% of the approved costs between a threshold and £10,000. As the employer, you will contribute 100% of costs up to the threshold level and 20% of the costs between the threshold and £10,000. The amount of the threshold is determined by the number of employees you have. Between 0 and 49 employees, amount of threshold nil. Between 50 and 249 employees, the threshold is £500. Over 250 employees, the threshold is £1,000. Any balance above £10,000 will normally be met by Access to Work. If the support also provides a general business benefit, a contribution will be sought in addition to any compulsory cost share.
How do I get reimbursed as an employer?
All payments are evidence-based. Check the employee's eligibility letter for further instructions. For instance, if you are claiming funds for a support worker, you must include the following documents to ensure prompt payment: covering letter with your company details, invoice including all the relevant information needed, support workers claim form DP222JP, which needs to have a wet signature, salary payment slip of support worker, and bank transaction confirmation. If any of these are missing, it might delay your reimbursement. This video was brought to you by Toucan Diversity Training CIC. We provide CPD accredited disability equality training by a team of accredited trainers with first-hand experience of disability.